Jayaguru Sankirta Stotra Bandhana. Om Brahmanandam Parama Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurti Gandhatitam Gagana Sadrusam Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Bimalang Machalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutang Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tang Namah. Jayaguru Bhai and Maas, welcome to today's session of Nigam Swadhyay Bliss under the banner of Summer Vacation Bliss. We all are blessed to join today on this auspicious day when the entire world is negotiating for many things. We are discussing about Thakurjee's life, philosophy, objectives, all these things to get inspired and make ourselves propagate in the path of Sanatan. The Nigam Swadhyay WhatsApp group is also doing very good. There are many discussions going on. Articles have been referred there. So these all are good signs. The only suggestion at this point in time is everybody has got their own version regarding Thakurjee's life story. So let's respect everybody and follow whatever our intuition says or whatever we could realize that that's the thing we should follow. The only thing is the speciality of Thakurjee's life, especially. Many different books are there, many versions are there, many, proofs are also there to prove that this is wrong, this is right. So, we should all take in positive way. But the aim and objective is how to get as nearer as possible to Thakurjee. How to know more about Thakurjee, how to get inspired the way he has done the sadhanas and everything. That's the only motto. Now, without wasting any further time, we have got Bhagyadeep Upadhyay Bhai from Baripada Saraswat Sangha. Baripada Saraswat Sangha is also one of the oldest Sakha Sangha of Nilachala Saraswat Sangha. And Bhagyadeep Upadhyay Bhai belongs to a very dedicated, sincere and loyal family to Nilachala Saraswat Sangha and to Thakurjee. We are very pleased to welcome Bhagyadeep Bhai. Bhagyadeep Bhai, all yours. Kindly give the recap of yesterday's discussion. Over to you, Bhagyadeep Bhai.
Bhai Jayaguru.
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru to all Bhai and Maa present over here. When Umacharan Sarkar arrived there with the information that he was brought Yogi Guru books from the press, Sri Thakur Maharaj directed him to keep the Yogi Guru books safely in his room. Isan Sil, who was in charge of the advertisements, was directed to print handbills, leaflets, and distribute those among the people to make them aware of the book. After this arrangement, he left for Garo Hill. When Isan Sil reached at Garo Hill, Madan and Sitaram arranged a celebration for a warm welcome. Isan Sil was very happy as a letter from Guru Das Chattopadhyay came asking for more books of Yogi Guru. With this happy news, all the villagers with Madan and Sitaram were busy in their works. Few days after, Swami Nigamananda told Madan and Sitaram that they will be initiated the next morning. The initiation power elevated Madan's consciousness into higher level. He started singing Kali Karpuri Stotra in Sanskrit. When Swami Nigamananda saw this, he smiled and touched him with a fingertip. The eruption of knowledge was stopped instantly. People coming to Garo Hill requested Swami Nigamananda to establish a permanent yoga center on a plain land. After few days, Thakur returned to Umacharan's house where big gathering of people went on daily. During Harinam Sankirtan, Thakur danced, cried, embraced people irrespective of caste and social status. After the departure of Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj, many letters started coming. Hemalata, who was given the duty to sort out the letters, Hemalata got letters from Assam of Jogeshwar and Saraju Devi. She became sure about the love they have stored for Swami Nigamananda after reading their letters. When Umacharan called Swami Nigamananda as Thakur, other people also started calling Swami Nigamananda as Thakur. Chidananda Maharaj, who was a very Chidananda Maharaj, whose household name was Chandi Charan Das, after reading the Yogi Guru, wanted to meet Sri Thakur Maharaj. He then went to Guwahati, then to Garo Hill, and at last met Thakur at the house of Umacharan. He was given sannyas by Sri Sri Thakur, and in due course he became a great yogi. He was for some time sent to organize Garo Hill Yogashram and Shanti Ashram at Durgapur. Chidananda accompanied Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj to Kumbh and Tirtha Yatra. He was publisher of many valuable books written by Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj. He also helped in publishing magazine Arya Darpan. The Shanti Ashram at Durgapur was established by Thakur on request of landlord of that area. In later part, another ashram was established at Manamati. Many philanthropic works have been done in those areas by Sri Thakur. These places were closely connected to the life of Brahmananda Giri, previous life of Swami Nigamananda. When Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj was staying at Durgapur Ashram, Umacharan and Hemalata arrived there seeking permission to stay there. Initially, Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj denied, but later allowed them to stay there as brother and sister. Umacharan had contributed very much for ashram activities. He progressed rapidly in the path of yoga. Hemalata took over the charge of distribution of prasad among the devotees. The ashram started pulsating with spiritual activities. One day Sri Sri Thakur went in journey to certain holy places accompanied by Hemalata and other chosen devotees. Umacharan was given all the keys of ashram by Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj. Few notorious non-devotees tried to pollute Umacharan's mind. Umacharan even started doubting his wife's character. He thought that the establishment of ashram was possible because of his financial contribution. One night, he took away all the valuables and fled away from Durgapur. Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj, getting the information, returned from ashram, cutting short his visit to many holy places. Someone informed police, and within no time Umacharan was caught and brought to ashram with all the stolen materials. Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj asked the police in charge to free Umacharan and allowed him to leave ashram with those stolen goods. Sri Sri Thakur also told Hemalata to accompany her husband, but she denied. Umacharan left ashram without Hemalata. Hemalata remained in ashram as before. On answering few questions of Hemalata, Sri Sri Thakur Maharaj clarified that be it a man or woman, they can go beyond the dual entity and reach the level of oneness through spiritual sadhana and can merge into the existence of Radha and Krishna or Shiva and Shakti. but achieving the Paramahamsa status is possible through the path of knowledge. Sri Thakur Maharaj explained with examples of Gopi, Radha and Mira. Hemalata requested Thakur to allow her to stay in the ashram. Initially, Thakur denied to her. Hemalata, clutching his feet, cried like a child and requested him to give her sannyas. Sri Thakur Maharaj agreed by her was agreed, and on an auspicious day she was initiated. Hemalata fainted instantly. After an hour or so, Thakur brought her back to normalcy. Hemalata expressed that she was in a happy moment during that time. Thakur explained this pleasure as Kundalini Jagrana. Hemalata became Yogamaya after the initiation ceremony. Yogamaya achieved rapid progress in yoga. She played her role as mother of ashramites and remained in charge of cooking and prasad distribution. After many years of selfless love for all and dedicated service, sitting in a yogic posture, she died at an advanced age. She was wonderful while alive and was magnificent in her death. Jayaguru.
A good round of applause for our Bhagyadeep Bhai. He very well narrated the entire discussion of yesterday. Though the discussion of yesterday was not proper because of the internet connections, but still the way our Bhagyadeep Bhai has narrated is wonderful. May Thakurjee bless you, Bhagyadeep Bhai, and all of us. Thank you for having a good recap. Now, one thing I would like to comment here, in our life, in everybody's life, this kind of thing will come the way Umacharan Sarkar, he saw Thakurjee in his early Siddhi days. He was very much influenced and he invited Thakurjee to his home. Both husband and wife served Thakurjee like Sevaka and Sevika. Still, because of the notoriousness of some non-devotees, he also could be influenced and he tried to do damage to the matha and stole the properties of Thakurjee. So we all should be very careful while living our life here. There will be many tests like this. Many known people will tell us, why are you worshipping like this? There is no concept, whatever. I mean, they are going to wash our brain like anything. They might misguide us to the extent possible. So we all should be careful. We all should pray Thakurjee in the morning and the evening, so that Bhakti, Vishwas and Gyan, these three things we should ask, so that nobody can deviate us from the spiritual path of Thakurjee. Now, requesting Priyambada Ma and Devashish Bhai kindly flash the result of yesterday.
Jayaguru everyone. So yesterday we received 46 responses, and in junior group we got the performers like Aryan Saubhai from Kannada Sangha, Tivsama from Burla Sangha, and Sri Ma from Ekambra Sangha. And in the senior group, we got Divyanshu Khadai Bhai from Jagannathpur Sangha, Diksha Aradhana Ma from Kendra Sevaka Sangha, and Jaganmay Das Ma from Hyderabad Sangha. They got the full score in the shortest time. And out of 46, we got 10 full score responses. Congratulations to you.
So congratulations to all of you who have secured the fastest position, and all of you who have attended. May Thakurjee bless all of you. I could see a new member, Sri Ma from Ekambra, attending these questions and answers. So good that new members are also joining.
She's just 8 years old.
Wow. Wow. So may Thakurjee bless her with a very bright life ahead, and going very good. So now we have got Subhranshu Swami Bhai today from Jagannathpur Sakha Sangha. Jagannathpur Sakha Sangha is also one of the oldest Sakha Sangha of Nilachala Saraswat Sangha, spreading the philosophy of Thakurjee in that particular area. And many devotees from Jagannathpur Sakha Sangha are now are countrywide and out of the country also. They are serving Thakurjee wherever they are now. So we are happy to welcome Subhranshu Swami Bhai to read the today's session. So over to you,
Jayaguru Bhai O Maa.
Jayaguru. Go ahead.
Hemlata remained in ashram as before, but in a confused state about her future life. One day, while she was seated near Sri Thakur, Hemlata asked certain important questions. She asked, Thakur, is the soul exists in each woman? Sri Thakur said, yes, there is a soul in every woman. Then she said, if my true form is soul, and if I would be established in that thought, can I not go beyond the role of a woman? Sri Thakur said, the moment one denies the state of bondage, one becomes free. But it is difficult for soul with attributes to reach the level of the attributeless soul. Reaching that plane, it gives rise to knowledge of non-difference, Abheda, and beginning of Nirvana starts from that point. Hemlata said, in reality, soul exists without any attribute. Thakur replied, yes, the reality of soul is that. But in order to perform specific roles in this world, the soul accepts different forms like that of a woman and of a man. He further explained it saying, if one analyzes power or electricity, will certainly arrive at its single entity. But the same electricity contains positive charge and negative charge. Be it a man or a woman, they can go beyond the dual entity and reach the level of oneness through spiritual sadhana and can merge into the existence of Radha and Krishna or Shiva and Shakti. But achieving the Paramahansa status is possible through the path of knowledge only. There, one gets established in universality of the soul. But before that, duality remains entrenched in the mind of seeker. Hence, for you, the dual status is applicable. Many lady sages have become so performing spiritual sadhana, staying in the houses with their husbands. She asked, what about gopis and Radha? They have forgotten their duties towards their husbands? Sri Thakur replied, yes, they have done that, but the love for Lord Krishna was a natural phenomenon as they have originated from his Swarup Shakti. It was not a sadhana. Hemlata asked, what about Meera? Has she not renounced everything for her Lord? Sri Thakur conceded, yes, Meera had done that. Renouncement can be achieved through pure love. Hemlata asked, is duality exists for a person who has achieved Paramahansa? Can you not allow me a small place in your ashram to stay? Will it any manner jeopardize the sanctity and discipline of the ashram? He could not agree and said, I am not alone in this ashram. Those who are living here with me are not Paramahansas. Your stay may create mental dissatisfaction for them. No, it is not possible. Hemlata, clutching his feet, cried like a child and said, please give me sannyas. Please give me sannyas. Sri Thakur, observing unflinching loyalty in her and extreme sincerity in her desire, agreed to initiate her into monastic life. An auspicious day was fixed for Hemlata to be initiated. Arrangement for the ritual was done in a room. Hemlata was seated on a seat. Sri Thakur, after performing certain Vedic activity, gave her sannyasa. He observed Mother of Universe standing at Hemlata's side, and mother's arms have encircled Hemlata's neck. Then slowly the form merged into Hemlata. Sri Thakur, observing the divine performance of Mother, smiled. Then, in order to energize He extended his arm and touched her forehead. Instantly, Hemlata fainted. After an hour or so, he brought her back to normalcy. She said, "Why did you bring me back? I was so happy." Thakur asked, "Where were you?" And she replied, "I do not know where I was, but I was extremely happy. Can I not avail this pleasure permanently? Is it not possible?" He said, "Yes, it is possible. The divine pleasure you enjoyed was not an outside subject. It exists within your body. Through yoga, this energy can be evoked and can be condensed and can be forced to move upwards to be united with pure consciousness which exists at the top of one's head. Then the pleasure you enjoyed can be enjoyed unceasingly. The Kriya is called Kundalini Jagran, arousal of Kundalini. This energy remaining in everyone awaits arousal, but human beings are not aware of its existence. When the time comes, one having firm faith in her existence tries to make her awake and arise. Hemlata became Yogamaya after the initiation ceremony. Yogamaya achieved rapid progress in yoga. She played her role as mother of the ashramites and remained in charge of cooking and prasad distribution. Her clean mind, dedication to Sri Thakur Maharaj, and selfless love for all made her dearest of everyone in ashram. It is said that the food prepared for few becomes sufficient for many hundreds because of a single touch. For newcomers, she became a symbol of selfless service. After many years of dedicated service, sitting in yogi posture, she died at an advanced age. She was wonderful while alive and was magnificent in her death. On request of Dr. Narendra Narayan Rai Chaudhary and Dr. Nupendra Chandra Rai, Sri Thakur Maharaj agreed to come to Dhaka to establish an ashram there. The ashram was opened in a spacious rented house. Dhaka, being a well-communicated place, having rail, road and air link with rest of the country, provided easy access for people to reach ashram. Many people started visiting ashram to meet Sri Thakur Maharaj. Prominent among the regular visitors to ashram was Dr. Rajendra Dhara. Later, he renounced the world, left a successful medical practice, and along with his entire family became his disciple and came to stay at ashram permanently. His contribution to Dhaka ashram and later to Shanti ashram, which was changed into Assam Bangya Saraswata Mutt, is noteworthy. After becoming sannyasi, he was given the name Surpananda. Surpananda, though acquired great spiritual knowledge under the direct supervision of Sri Thakur Maharaj, remained as a pure devotee throughout his life. His love for Sri Thakur was an eye-opener for other devotees of the country. His eldest son, Narendra Nath, after becoming successful in postgraduate study, accepted sannyas and became Swami Nirvananda. When Swarpananda reached old age, he was asked by Sri Thakur Maharaj about whether he wanted to prolong his life for some more years on earth. He expressed his desire and said that as his body is no more capable to serve him, Sri Thakur, he does not want to remain in this world. From his deathbed, he wrote a poem and sent it to Sri Thakur Maharaj as a humble offering of a dying man. The poem reached Sri Thakur while he was conducting as the chairperson in Bhakta Samrani, annual congregation of devotees. The poem was read before thousands of devotees and the atmosphere became filled with devotional sentiment, evoking tearful acceptance by all. After that incident, he died peacefully, uttering Jayaguru Mahamantra. Later, the Dhaka ashram was shifted to a place near Jorahat of Sivsagar district. The Shanti ashram was renamed as Assam Bangya Saraswata Mutt. The mutt was situated on a spot surrounded with bounties of nature. To the east of the mutt was sprawling open place surrounded by Udayagiri mountain range. To the south was Naga mountain, and at the other side there is situated the village Miri, inhabited by simple village folks. a narrow gauge rail line named Jorahat Light Railway passing through the village touched Mukh, the place where Mutt was situated. The Himalayan range of mountains can be clearly seen from Mutt in all seasons except monsoon when the snow-capped peaks remain hidden under the carpet of the dense cloud. At first, the place was to be cleared of the weeds and wild plants. That finished, few cottages were built to accommodate Sri Thakur Maharaj and his few ardent followers. Sri Thakur joined hands with his disciples in making the solitary place fit for human habitat. The mutt started functioning, but without adequate facilities. But good days were not far off. Money and materials started pouring in. The mutt was built in a planned manner to become conducive for spiritual sadhana. The front portion housed the buildings of Shanti Ashram, Nigamananda Particular Library, and Dattavya Chikishalaya Free Dispensary. To the left, Brahmachari Nivas was situated for learners to be accommodated, and to its right, a building was constructed to house the printing press and the weaving center. Not far up and lost among the tall plants stood Rishi Vidyalaya, the ideal school for children, community kitchen, and community dining center, along with a storehouse, was also built. From the above said description, one can be sure that the mutt was built and organized to become self-sufficient and self-contained. It was built in the line of ancient Rishi ashram. The tall trees, the mountains, the vast agricultural land, and a pond provided the finishing touch to the mutt, which otherwise can be called as Nigamananda Rishi Ashram. The mutt vibrated with sounds of prayer and with Vani and became the center of spiritual performances. Strict discipline was imposed on the inmates to make them real human beings. Even then, they were not deprived of their independence nor the mutt. Mutt was a jail. But the mutt has to serve its purpose to propagate the established values of Sanatana Dharma in the Indian society and abroad. For that, no preaching was sufficient, only building of individual character was badly necessary. Without a disciplined life, nothing can be achieved, and the life at Mutt was totally disciplined. The description of Aryan Rishi ashram provided in scriptures can be found at Mutt. The inmates were engaged in agriculture, plucking of flowers to make garland, study of scriptures, yoga sadhana, worship, and philanthropic activities. One Sivalaya was established for yoga sadhana, and the Gauranga ashrama was situated near Sri Thakura's residence. Bhadra Brahmachari, being highly educated, was in charge of the Rishi Vidyalaya. A beautiful garden came up with different flowering plants. Sri Thakur was very fond of this garden and used to spend some time walking through it daily. In the morning after prayer, Sri Thakur would sit in front of the Gauranga ashram and explain various aspects of religion. During noon, he would write articles for Ayadarpan or write reply letters. If weather permitted, then he, along with his disciples, would go for boating in the pond. Sometimes mythological plays were staged with appropriate dialogues, but without any makeup or dress. Sri Thakur Maharaj used to take part in it himself. He gets so carried away in his performance that disciples used to try hard, bringing him back to normalcy. At the time of natural calamity, a team of disciples under prominent sannyasis were dispatched to serve the people with medicine, foodstuff, and other materials. Mutt became a spiritual center, attracting many people from Assam, Bengal, Orissa, Rajasthan, and other places of the country. People from Burma and Nepal also visited Mutt to meet Sri Thakur Maharaj to learn yoga or to clear their doubts regarding spiritual matters. Other than Yogi Guru, the Jnani Guru book was written by him while he stayed at Durgapur Ashram. Other books such as Tantric Guru, Temik Guru, Brahmacharya Sadhana, Vedanta Viveka, and Maya Kripa were completed by him at this month. These holy books not only attracted hundreds seeking spiritual guidance, but also created a flutter in them in the dense intellectual circle of India. Whenever Thakur used to go out, the disciples will accompany him to the railway station. Each time his absence creates a border ashram, and when he returns, the mud will again be filled with untold joy. For
Jai Guru.
years-
Jai Guru. Thank you, Subhranshu Bhai, for reading very accurately, very
Jai Guru.
nicely. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, very nicely. And you both, you and Bhagyadeep Bhai, created a history today. You both of you are Bhais. We were getting remarks from many devotees. Please allow only March to read or recap. Whys are not doing good. Whatever may be the case, this is what the comment we were getting. But today you altered their opinion, even if some Bhais have praised both of you for the recapping and the reading. So thank you, Subhranshu Bhai and Bhagyadeep Bhai, particularly Subhranshu Bhai, for this session. And a good round of applause for Subhranshu Bhai and Bhagyadeep Bhai. May Thakurjee bless both of you. Please keep
Thank you,
continuing.
Bhai.
Yes, please keep continue with this group.
Thank you, Bhai.
Yeah.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. We are coming with many new activities also. We need good Sevaks like you to take this journey forward. So we will go to the questions and answer session. We have got Jai Guru Gyana Bhai. Gyana Bhai is
Jai
already
Guru.
available in this Batrisa Singhasana. So let me start reading questions for him so that he will start giving answers. Okay. So yes. So now Swayam Sri Ma from Badamba Sangha is asking, why Hemalata cried like a child and say to give her sannyasa? Jana Bhai, please.
Joy Guru Mein. Yes, the situation was such that her husband, at that time they were not husband and wife, they were living in the ashram, but they lived together for a long time. He commits a crime and basically steals a lot of Thakur's property and goes away. And then when the police gets him to the ashram, Thakur decides that he should take all those things, he should keep it. He leaves and he doesn't come back. And then Thakur's opinion was, in that situation, Hemalata should follow her husband, Umacharan Sarkar. She didn't want to do that. That's why they go through a series of questions that Ma asks Thakur, to a point that Thakur becomes silent, can't answer her questions, because he went into different scriptures and asked him that doesn't women have souls just like men? And he said yes, they do, but there's a lokachara and what's the custom. I am a paramahansa, everybody is a soul to me, but the other people who live in this ashram are not paramahansa, and so on and so forth. You read all that. End of that, she asks the question that really clinches her deal is, didn't Mirabai left her household because she was so much in love with Sri Krishna? And Thakur says yes, did. And after that, Thakur remained silent, and she was crying because she did not want to leave Thakur and go away. She wanted to stay there. She wanted to progress in the spiritual path that Thakur had already initiated both the husband and wife. So that's the reason she was crying, saying, hey, give me sannyas, then I can stay here.
Yeah, thank you, Gyana Bhai. See, the way, though we never know, but the way Thakurjee has made revolution in this ashram concept. He was the first to give shelter to Maj, give sannyasis to Maj, and by breaking the entire tradition, and he started this concept of calling every lady devotee as Ma, and look, all the ladies in our life, as mother, it's a revolution kind of thing. Whatever we are thinking of today, or the government is putting pressure today, or maybe the recent Operation Sindur, which was led by Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh. So the way we all are witnessing all these things, this was already being initiated by Thakurjee long back. So this is how we should also give our respect to each and every Ma, starting from our home, then to society, then to Sangha, then to wherever, the entire world, so that the world will be a loving place to live in. This is what the teaching of Thakurjee. So Thakurjee took that pen by revolutionizing the entire concept, which we witnessed now. And what Gyanabhai explained is very correctly, कि when Umacharan Sarkar left, Thakurjee advised Hemalata Ma to follow her husband, which is a natural flow. But she knew her objective was clear. That's why, she requested Thakurjee and cried to the extent possible, and Thakurjee could not deny her the sannyas.
Kunal, I would like to add one or two more things.
Please.
As you were saying, Thakur definitely revolutionized the spiritual realm of the world. Just for facts, maybe trivia question someday. Maybe Priyamadava is listening. Sid probably knew this. The first two people to get sannyasa from Thakur are Maj. Koirima, which is Hemalata, and Santima. And those are the first two people who got sannyasa from Thakur. None of the Bhais got sannyasa at that point. They are in Durgapur. And then later on, the Sapta Sannyasi, a lot of people talk about, they were initiated, Surpanda and all these other people, back in Kokilamuk. That is long after, several years after. So just a thing for us to know. And then the next person who got sannyasa was a householder, Gruhi, Nurpen Rai. Chinispur Kalibadi, somebody wrote a question yesterday. One of the other event happened there is Thakur gave Nrupen Rai sannyasa there. And by that time, Sorpanda and all those people have not been initiated to sannyasa. So Thakur was not, he pretty much revolutionized this field where he was a Sankar sannyasi. He would have just said, only Brahmin male people I'm going to give sannyasa, everybody else I don't care. He didn't do that. He graced everybody, all of us, especially Maj. He was very partial to Maj, so we should be proud of that.
And I'll also add one more line. In Sanghaniti, it is being clearly wrote in our Saraswata Sanghaniti, ki Ma manakara dosa dhariba nahi. It's a very strong statement by the Bible of our Sangha. So this is where we are. So let us all be very careful about this thing, understand what Thakurjee wanted from us, how Thakurjee wanted us to visualize the mother part of this world. We all know, it's a male-dominated world, but it's no more. Thakurjee has already visualized this long back. So let's be with the reality and start behaving the way we should behave. The second question, Bhai, is from Tushar Mahanti Bhai. Where was Hemalata actually during the initiation?
She was in Durgapur Santi Ashram. She lived there. There was no other home she had because they sold every bit of property that they had in Benwachar and joined the ashram.
And Ninima is asking, who is Hemalata? Why did Thakurjee gave her sannyas? You just told why did Thakurjee gave her sannyas. Now, who is Hemalata? Hemalata is the wife of Umacharan Sarkar, who was a Tahsildar. So, we read it 3-4 days back. So, Ninima joined late. That's why, of course, she is writing every day. I am running late. She is having many problems. So, Traya Tapa Hare Taba Nama Gune. Ninima, there is a prayer. So, Adhyatmik, Adhi Bhautik and Adhi Daivik. So, you are going through these taps. We all are going through these taps. So please try to pray Thakurjee, everything will come over. And please try to listen the entire conversation, the entire reading in this YouTube channel. You will understand everything. Now we will start asking questions to you and you will start answering us.
Jayaguru Bhai, sorry to interrupt. So, Bhai, the question from Tushar Bhai, I think that was when Thakura gave Sannyasa Diksha to Hemalata. That time she was in some blissful state, right? So maybe she is asking that. He's asking that.
Can you say that again, Ma? She was in where?
I mean, she went. I mean, when Thakura asked, "Where were you?" She told, "I was in some other place with."
Okay.
Yes, right,
That, all right, got it. So yeah, I think you sent me that little snip. No, that was a different snippet.
Yeah.
As our Odia Jibani describes, she basically was in a kind of a trance or a samadhi type of state that she did not know where she was. She stayed in that. Actually, this write-up says 1 hour, the other one says 2 to 3 hours. So she was in this trance state that she did not know where she was, but she was very happy. When she came back to her life, she basically asked Thakura, "Why did you bring me back? I was happy there." And Thakura said, there are a couple of other things Thakura says there more in the Odiya Jibani than what we read. Thakura basically said, you are in that state because of my grace. He got initiated, Thakura touched her forehead, or not forehead, the top of the head, and she went into that state. Now that you have come back, I've given you sadhana. If you do the sadhana, you will also experience that on your own. You don't need my grace to experience that.
So Tushar Mahanti, earlier Jnanabhai explained where she was physically. Now he explained where she was in Sukshma. So now there is another question which will clarify more if your question was pertaining to that only. So Swayam Sri Ma is asking what is Kundalini. Jnanabhai, you can explain this and describe more about the internal journey also.
Sure. Kundalini Shakti, Kundalini energy sometimes in English it is called, is a Shakti that everybody has, and they are generally said to be sleeping or in a dormant state in Muladhara Padma, which is at the base. It is very powerful, primal energy they call it. It's very dormant. But through sadhana, you can awaken the Kundalini. First, I think there may be a question about that later. We'll come to that later. You can awaken the Kundalini, that means Kundalini Jagarana. And then Kundalini also, there is a process to make them move up through the spine or through Susumna. It's called Kundalini Urdhvagamana. So both of these things can be done through Thakura's grace and through some of the sadhanas that Thakura has given to his disciples, and some of us are lucky enough to also have learned that.
Thank you, Bhai. So the next question is Bhavani Prasad Patra Bhai. Though other people have answered, but yes, I am asking, was Jagannatha herself doing seva of Thakurjee in the form of Hemalata Ma?
Yes. I won't say Hemalata anymore because she became Jogamaya Devi, Jogamaya Saraswati. That's her name after she got initiated into sannyasa. And once she got initiated and she came back from that trance, and Thakura saw that Jagannaya came in and wrapped herself into Jogamaya and stayed there. So Jagatmata stayed with Jogamaya Ma for about 12 years. 12 or 14 years, I'm not sure. Somewhere in that range, maybe 14 years. She did all the sevas, Thakura's seva, and starting from Thakura wakes up till Thakura goes to sleep, feeding and all that stuff. She did all that very meticulously throughout that period. After Ma left, there's a reason why Ma left, because her prarabdha was getting suppressed. So Ma wanted to leave so that she can get the Parabdha through, and then Thakur will take her to Thakur's abode. But after Ma left, Thakur also left Matha and went to Puri. But for that period, she was the number one Sevika of Thakura, and she has taught everybody else how to do Seva to Thakura throughout that period and later.
Ma left for Halisar.
She passed away in Halisar, Matha. 1941, I believe.
Yeah, I think Kunabhai is busy. So
we can go to the next question. Nowadays, I'm looking at the questions too.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So, question from Nini.
Yes.
If we are devotee of Thakurjee, then is our Kundalini awakened or not? How will we know Kundalini awakened or not? Really great question. So Kunabhai, you're back, I assume?
Sorry, Sharad Bhai called, so I had to take that call.
That we understand. So I was reading Nini's question. I think that is the next question.
Yes.
So if I may, I will
Yes, please.
So as I described a little bit earlier, it's a two-step process. First, for everybody, Kundalini Shakti is there in our Muladhara, and they are sleeping. She is sleeping. And first step is to awaken them, to make them get up, or get her get up. And then next step, which is the more difficult one, to make her go up through the Susumna Nadi, through the chakras. So base is your Muladhara chakra, then she goes from there to Swadhisthana chakra and Manipura chakra, etc., in that process. So is our Kundalini Shakti awakened? What I understand from our senior Bhais through our classes, and Ravi Bhai, Kuna Bhai, you have heard that same thing. Once you became a disciple of Thakura and you start loving Thakura, and generally you like to do his seva, it is said that your Kundalini is awakened. Because you are aware of spiritual journey, you are aware of Kundalini Shakti, and you are aware that Kundalini needs to awaken before you can even perform Thakura's seva. So if you have that inclination in you that I want to do something for Thakura, either physical seva or something else that Thakura wishes all of us to do, becoming a good human being, all those things, if you have a natural inclination to do that, assume that your Kundalini has awakened. It probably hasn't started moving up. That's a more difficult process to do. Bhai, anything you want to add?
No, thank you, Bhai. So the only thing what I would like to say at this point in time, Bhai एवं माँ माने आमे माने बहुत भाग्यवान कि एभलिया क्वेश्चन सब आपण माने पचारुचंती. So this means there is something going on about the internal journey, जोटा ठाकुर कहते अंतर साधना एवं अंतर साधना अंतर रे पाइबा ही असल पाइबा बोली कहते. जोटा ज्ञान भाई कहले कि कुंडलिनी जागरण हेइची, निश्चय हेइची, नले आमे ठाकुर सेवा करिया पई आम मन हुअंतानी, ठाकुर पाखु जीवाकू आमर मन हुअंतानी, जागरण हो जाइची. बट ताकू केमिति परमानेंट रखिबा, आमे जेते पर्यंत ठाकुर पाखरे अच्छे एबे आलोचना चलीची, जेते बेले पुनी बाजार पळौचंदी कि आउ कुआडे पळौचंदी, आमर आउ सेते बेले ठाकुर मने पडुना. सो एइटाकू परमानेंट जागरित अवस्था रे रखिबा एवं तापरे तार ऊर्ध्वगति करिबा, एइटा होछि आमर लक्ष्य हवा उचित एवं एइटा ही आमर समस्तकर ऑब्जेक्टिव हवा उचित. केमिति ताले जानिबा, ठाकुर बयरे लिखिचंती, आमर सारस्वत ग्रंथावली निगम ग्रंथावली रे लेखा हेछि एवं नीलाचल सारस्वत संघ तरफरु सेवा शिक्षार्थी मंडली करिकी योजना करा जाइछि एवं सेठी विभिन्न समय इंटरवल रे शिक्षा दिया जाउछि. तेणु समस्त अनुरोध ए विषय रे सचेतन हेबे, शिक्षा क्लास रे जोग देबे ଏବଂ ନିଜେ କରିବେ ଏବଂ ଠାକୁର ଯାହା ଚାହିଁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଠି ପହଞ୍ଚିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ। Now by Dr. Premanand Mishra from Dehradun is asking, is sannyasa leading to tamasika manifested in Umacharan's case? A devoted one like him could fall to such a state. Feel afraid really when think of it.
Jayaguru Bhai, great question.
Yes.
Since we know it is from Tuna Bhai, I'm going to go a little bit into Tattva. So kids, if you are having difficulty kind of following, I will try to make it as simple as possible. We are talking about Kundalini Shakti awakening and moving up. So first of all, Umacharan Sarkar was never afforded sannyasa. He was initiated into Brahmacharya Diksha and he started doing his sadhana. And through the sadhana, he was progressing really well, really fast. Some may argue that Ma was progressive even faster, but that is just for argument's sake. Ma probably was going faster because he got to a point saying that I want to be a sannyasi, and Thakura decided, yep, she is at that level. So what happens when Kundalini Shakti goes from Muladhara to Swadhisthana Chakra? Every chakra has their own petals, number of petals. Muladhara has 4 petals, Ahara Nidra Bhava Maithuna. And then when Kundalini energy or power goes to Swadhisthana Chakra, that has about 6 petals, and each of the petals have a brutti, just like Ahara Nidra Bhava Maithuna. This has 6 bruttis. First one to get you what really got Umacharan Sarkar, and these are explanations I've heard from various senior bhais through Durgacharan Bhai. Prasaya. So somebody comes, actually what happened, Thakura went for what do you call it, Kumbh Mela. With Ma was there to serve Thakura, and a few other bhais were there, Rupen Rai, etc. And Umacharan Sarkar was left behind with a sannyasi, with a brahmachari, Rama, I forget his name now, to keep the motto going. So people came to him and said, do you know what Thakura just did? He took your wife with him and didn't take you. And so that's basically, when you hear something bad about Thakura, I think Kunabhai was going into that a little bit earlier, you should not listen to that. And there are 2 things told, or asked us to do. First of all, always protest. If you cannot protest, then you leave that place. So I was asking somebody, actually our previous Parichalaka, what if you can't even leave the place? See, he came out and said from his own, yeah, if you're in a boat and somebody is denigrating Thakura, what do? You can't jump off the boat. And the person who is doing that is such a powerful person that you cannot protest. Then what do? Go silent and just start taking Nama. Just say Jayaguru, 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 just pass that period. That prasaya is a very, very important, crucial moment. If you let somebody denigrate Thakura, and then what happens? Prasaya leads to abhiswasa. Abhiswasa, don't believe it. So, oh, Thakura must be doing something wrong, right? Then next thing is abhagya. Thakura cannot be that big a person. Then it goes to Murcha and Sarvanasa. Murcha is basically you lose this ability to discern whether something is good or bad, and then Sarvanasa is everything is lost. So that's the process. That is the when Kundalini energy awakens, it goes through different chakras. So Adhisthana is first one where you are going to get all these blocks, and if you really have devotion to your Guru, and Guru will help you cross through those. If you remember, we have read earlier, Thakura had similar things, and Thakura was able to get help from his Guru and go through. Maybe Parabdha, you can call it, for him, or maybe his devotion wasn't as great with to Thakura, so he got caught into that second stage and did not pass through that. If that makes sense, right?
Clear. Yeah. So basically, what Tunabai is apprehending, something might happen to him, me, you, or all of us. It's possible. So this is the world of Maya, illusion. So the mother of the universe will always try to test everybody of us before we reach completely to Sri Thakur. She will every time wants कि we all should be pure 24 karat of gold, not even a single iota of other metals. So that is why this kind of things will come in our life. And whenever this thing will come to us, we should start thinking, oh, Mother Maya has come. And once you identify Maya, she will go back. She will vanish. So this is also is being taught to us. So thank you, Gyana Bhai. Now the next question is from Bidisha of Hyderabad Saraswat Sangha. What was that poem Swarupananda wrote to Thakurjee during his last time, and when Thakurjee read in the Samedani?
That was Sneha Priti Bhakti Bhara Madir Guru Jagat Jora Emon Guru Pabe Nago Tumi Amar Thakur Amar Praner Thakur Ogo Amar Hriday Sami. That song.
This is the ever devotional song today also. Wherever in many big occasions this prayer is getting offered to Thakurjee, and this was being wrote in the lyrics of a famous Bengali song also. So you all should heard this, or you can Google it, or you can go get it from Nigam Lahari. Now the other question is from Bhavani Prasad Patra. What is Shivalaya? Harish Narayan Bhai answered, Shiva plus Alaya means where Shiva lives. So Shiva temple. Good Bhai. Please allow Subhranshu Bhai once more time later. Tushar Bhai, we are ready to allow any Bhai, any Ma, not once more, twice, thrice, 4 times. We are not going to end this session. This is going to be prolonged, as we discussed yesterday. After this English, we are going to take Odia, and meanwhile we'll try to do the suggestion of the Naresh Bhai, Sampadak of NSS Puri. So opportunities are there. It is up to all of you to ask for. That's the only request from our side. Please ask for Seva. We are here to alert. That's all. Now, yes, Devashish Mahanti, okay. Premanand Bhai, okay. Tushar Mahanti Bhai is asking, what is the difference in Paramahansa and others? I mean, who are not Paramahansa?
Paramahansas are they are the people who have reached the highest level of Gyanapanthi Sannyasi. So they are the realized masters, or they are Siddha. And as being Siddha, they can see everybody is nobody but Brahma. So they, in this context, how Ma asked the question, it meant that since Thakura was Paramahansa, for Thakura, there is no difference between Ma and Bhai. They are the same souls, they are same Atma, same Brahma, residing in every place, every living being also. So the difference between them and us, we have this thing that surrounds us as called Maya or Avidya, actually more accurately, which makes our thinking, our perception convoluted. So we don't, even though we say it, we read it, everybody is Brahma, we don't act like that, whereas Paramahansas would do.
Thank you, Bhai. So these are the sannyas terms, Bhai. So, there is also a tradition after you get sannyasa, and if you are in continuous 12 years in sannyasa, so by the protocol you get Paramahansa. But actually Paramahansa is once you reach to that level what Gyana Bhai explained. So that is the real one. So many may write Paramahansa before them, but whether they have achieved those Paramahansa kind of thing or not, that is a question mark. But yes, we should not question that. As a normal devotee, you should respect everybody. This is also what Thakurjee told us to do so. Now, Riddhi from Karnataka Sangha is asking, Jana Bhai, in which sadhana did Thakur get Saraswati title?
Yeah, that's a simple answer. Thakur got Saraswati title when he got sannyasa from his Gyani Guru, Sajdananda Saraswati. So, part of sannyasa is you give up your household. You actually do a shraddha, assuming even though Thakur's father was alive, Bhuvan Bhattacharya was alive, he had to do a shraddha saying that to him, Bhuvan Mohan doesn't exist anymore. So, his Guru Pita became Sajdananda Saraswati. So he took Sajdananda Saraswati's last name, which is Saraswati. He became Nigamananda Saraswati. So he was Narlikanta before. He had a brahmachari name, we talked about it one time. And then when he got sannyasa, his name changed to Saraswati.
So Riddhi, it's as simple as that. Like the school in which you are reading now, you will call yourself as that school, Gyana Bhai is staying in America, so we call him American. I am staying in Delhi, so you all can tell me Dilwale. So like that. So
no, not Delhi Wale, huh?
So once he got sannyasa from Sachidanand Saraswati, so he became Saraswati automatically. So this is how. Good thing, Gyana Bhai. So now the next question is, okay, Tushar Mahanti Bhai is asking, is Santima Sailabala?
No. Antima is the second sannyasi Sishya of Thakura. Thakura gave 5 mads. Thakura ordered 5 mads as sannyasi. She is the second one. And third one is Sailabala.
Then the next question is Dr. Premanand Bhai. Okay, so his suggestion. No, Gyana Bhai, okay. Tushar Mahanti Bhai is asking why it is Kundalini, because this shape is like Kundala, circular ring shape.
Yes, that is one of the reasons. So basically at Muladhara there is something, again I'm getting very technical. There is a Swayambhu Linga and Ma looks like a serpent running round that Swayambhu Linga 3.5 times, and both of her mouth is essentially blocking Kundalini Shakti to go up. The Susumna and other nadis, Brahma nadi, it's basically blocking that. So it's called Kundalini Shakti. The English translation is serpent power.
Yes. Now Bhavani Prasad Patra Bhai is asking, can only by Thakurjee's Seva and prayer the Kundalini Jagarana be done?
Yes. Jagarana can be done with Thakura's Seva and prayer. And with Thakura's grace, Kundalini can also move upwards. Especially people who are following path of devotion, which all of us are, because Thakura has told us to do that. It is your Guru's grace. It is your Guru and Ishta. For us is same. Ishta's grace sometimes for people who have separate Guru and Ishta. Their grace also could move your Kundalini power upward. Definitely, awakening Kundalini can be done just through Seva and and our love to Thakur.
भवानी भाई ठाकुर कहते शास्त्र भी अच्छी प्रार्थना मात्र आत्म साक्षात्कार हो जाए अनायासे जे तेणु आपणकर किछि डाउट करबा आवश्यक नहीं आपण से रास्ता रे चलंतु सेवा आ प्रार्थना रे चलंतु निश्चय हबो मिस पिता पंडा मा इज आस्किंग इज निर्विकल्प द पीक ऑफ योगा साधना और इन अदर फील्ड एज वेल. This is in connection with yesterday's question whether Sachidananda attended Nirvikalpa Samadhi or not.
Nirvikalpa Samadhi is the peak of Jnana Sadhana, not Yoga Sadhana. Yoga Sadhana or Tantra, both of them really reach to the highest of Saguna Realm, the universe. And then Nirguna only through Jnana Sadhana you go to Nirvikalpa, and with path of devotion, Bhava Sadhana, you can get to Nityaloka, which is also beyond the Saguna part. It goes to, it's a, what do you call it, Sandhi. ନିର୍ଗୁଣ ସଗୁଣର ସନ୍ଧିସ୍ଥଳ ହେଉଛି ନିତ୍ୟଲୋକ, ସେଠିକି ଯାଇ ହୁଏ। ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ଦୁଇଟା ସାଧନାରେ, ଜ୍ଞାନ ସାଧନା ଆଉ ପ୍ରେମ ଭକ୍ତି ସାଧନାରେ ଆପଣ ସଗୁଣରୁ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇପାରିବେ।
ସୋ ଯୋଗ ସାଧନାରେ ସମ୍ପ୍ରଜ୍ଞାତ, ଅସମ୍ପ୍ରଜ୍ଞାତ, ଜ୍ଞାନ ସାଧନାରେ ସଗୁଣ ଆଉ ନିର୍ଗୁଣ, ସବିକଳ୍ପ ଆଉ
ନିର୍ବିକଳ୍ପ, ରାଇଟ, ଏକ୍ଜାକ୍ଟଲି।
ନାଓ ହରିଶ ନାରାୟଣ ଭାଇ ଓକେ, ପ୍ରେମାନନ୍ଦ ମିଶ୍ର ଭାଇ ଓକେ ଭାଇ, କଥା ହେଇଗଲେ ଆମେ, ଆପଣ ତ ଗାଇ ଦେଲେ ହେଇଯିବ, ତେଣୁ ଆପଣ ଆଉ କ୍ଲାରିଫାଏ ଆପଣ ଆମକୁ ପଚାରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ। ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ମାତ୍ର ଆତ୍ମ ସାକ୍ଷାତକାର। ଟୁନା ଭାଇ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଗାଆନ୍ତି, ଯଦି ସମସ୍ତେ କେବଳ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଆଖିକୁ ଚାହିଁକି ରହିବେ କିମ୍ବା ତାଙ୍କ ପଦ୍ମାସନର ପାଦ ନଖକୁ ଚାହିଁକି ରହିବେ ଏବଂ ଆଖିରୁ 2 ଟୋପା ଲୁହ ଯଦି ବାହାର କରିଦେବେ, ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ହେଇଯିବ।
ଆମେ ସ୍ତୋତ୍ର ବନ୍ଦନାରେ ବି ସବୁବେଳେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନାଟା ପଢୁଛେ ନା, କୁଳ କୁଣ୍ଡଳିନୀ ଘୁମ ଭଞ୍ଜକ।
Yes. Okay, so Tushar Mahanti bhai is asking, bhai, you missed my question. What was the poem written by Swarupananda that Thakur recited in Samilani? Bhai, seita pora emon guru kothai khoje pabe na ko tumi amar praner Thakur se je amar hriday Swami। এই পুরা গীতটা আধারে 12টা পদ ଅଛି ବୋଧେ, if I am not wrong.
It's a long song. How ki 12
Okay, Tushar Mahanti bhai, in my Dinalipi now for last few weeks, if I feel my time as 1 hour, yes bhai, eta Swadhyay re jibo am jaha koruche. Okay, so Bhavani Patra bhai is asking, bhai, in Stotra Bandhana there is a line kula kundalini ghuma bhanjaka hai, what does it mean?
ଆପଣ ତ ଡେସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ୍ କରିଦେଲେ ଆଉ। ଘୁମ ମାନେ ବେସିକାଲି ଶୋଇବା, କୂଳ କୁଣ୍ଡଳିନୀ ଇଜ୍ ସ୍ଲିପିଂ, ଶୋଇଛନ୍ତି। ସେ ଘୁମଟାକୁ ଗୁରୁ କୃପାରୁ ସେ ଦାଟ ଗୋଜ୍ ଆୱେ, ସେ ଭାଙ୍ଗିଯାଏ।
ଭାଇ କୂଳ କୁଣ୍ଡଳିନୀ ର ପ୍ରପର୍ଟି ମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା ତାର ସ୍ୱଧର୍ମ, ସେ ଶୋଇ ରହିବ, ସେଇଟା ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି। କାରଣ ସେ ମାୟାର ଆବରଣରେ ଆବରିତ ହେଇକି ସେ ଜେନେରାଲି ଶୋଇ ରହିବ, ଆଉ ସେ ଯୋଉ ମୂଳାଧାରକୁ ମାନେ ଘୋଡ଼େଇକି ରଖିବ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୁରୁଙ୍କର କୃପା ହେବ କିମ୍ବା ଆମେ ସେବା ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଏସବୁ କରିବା, ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ ତାକୁ ବାଟ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେବ। ନିଜେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ସାପ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି, ତା ଫଣା ଉଠେଇ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେ ବାଟ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେବେ ଏବଂ ମୂଳାଧାର ଚକ୍ର ଉପରକୁ ଉଠିବେ। ସୋ ଘୁମ ଭଞ୍ଜକ ମାନେ ଆମେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରୁଛୁ, ସେ ଯୋଉ ଘୁମେଇକି ରହିଛି ତାକୁ ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଉଠେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ଜାଗରିତ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ଆଉ ଭାଇ ପ୍ରମୋଦ ଦାସ ଭାଇ is asking, ନାମ ଜପ has become one of the most accessible spiritual practices, allowing us to chant effortlessly during daily activities. Bhai, have there been any example on how chanting affect chakra?
It does. So first of all, for Kundalini Shakti actually to awaken, and then awakening is not that difficult as we have been talking. Moving up, Urdhva Chalana, is a difficult thing. But through Nama, they can move from chakra to chakra. Thakura's process is a little bit different. Thakura did not want us to go through a long penance, so Thakura skips a lot of the chakras. There are 2 or 3 chakras you are there. And then there are process of japa, chanting and japa. There are 2 or 3 different things that goes with that. Japa process is a little bit different, where you are actually awakening the Kundalini and making Kundalini merge with Thakura and then appear as Ishta, and then you do the japa. Through that process also, it actually affects the chakras, and you will get the same effect that the yogis get.
Now Tofan Sarangi bhai is asking, Jayaguru, why Thakur, it's Guru Gaurav Das from Jagannathpur. He is asking why Thakura exhibited only from Umacharana Sarkar and Hemalata Ma.
What is exhibited mean there, bhai?
I am also not getting.
I'm not understanding that.
Then Tuna Bhai is supplementing case of Nirvanananda also.
If you are talking about somebody going against Thakura and doing something bad to Mata, yeah, there are many examples. Umacharana Sarkar was the first one. The next one was Saruram, and then other prominent one we know is Nirvananda Saraswati that Tuna Bhai said.
Okay, so Guru Gaurav Bhai, if you want more clarification, then please clarify your question. Otherwise, we'll pause here. Now, Tushar Mahanti Bhai, okay, is complimenting Jana Bhai. Okay, Nini Ma is asking, each human being is having two energies, feminine and masculine. Adityam, Odia word. If wrong, please correct me. No, English word is okay. Adityam is Odia. Aditya mane Surya. Jana Bhai, anything it's coming?
I mean, in the spiritual realm, it is the same energy. We have been talking about Kundalini. That's the only energy that resides in our body. From yoga or even other, your bhakti side and tantra, they will all accept that Kundalini Shakti is in the Muladhara. So that Shakti, there is no difference between what that Shakti is in a male body versus a female body. They are the same to them. That's why Thakura, many places, even though when Thakura talks about Brahmacharya, Thakura talks about some of these rules and regulations that people who do spiritual practices should observe. In those realm, they would say generally there are attraction between male and female. A yogi has to avoid that. And as soon as Thakura says that, Thakura explains that to me, a male body and a female body are no different. They are the same thing. From spiritual realm, Kundalini Shakti is exactly the same for both of them. So maybe Nini, you can explain what you mean by two energies, so we can probably.
She wrote many things after that. I am just reading it all for you. Her question is, if both energies is within us, then marriage karna jaruri hai kya? She is asking. Thakurjee is almighty. He is Guru, Swami. So this is how she has written 3 lines.
Yeah. So if you say that it's marriage needed to keep this world going, yes. If everybody decides to not marry and become sannyasis, right? Then one generation this world stops. And that's not what Brahma wanted or Thakura wants. So Thakura had said, again, he treated his sannyasi sisters and his Gruhi sisters equally. No difference. So you can achieve perfection in any sadhana and become Thakura's devoted disciple and go to his abode, Nityaloka, with becoming a sannyasi or staying in a household, staying as a household, which is getting married and having kids and all that. And Thakura has said that many times.
So now Ninima is asking to upload that prayer. So Devashish Bhai, if you get it from anywhere, then please post it. Where to post? In Nigam Swadhyay group so that she can get it. Or maybe in YouTube channel we can post. Okay. So Ramesh Bhai,
I think it will be in YouTube, but don't know if Ninima is there in our Swadhyay group or not.
So what we'll do is we'll ask Ramesh Bhai to put that prayer in this channel so that Ninima can hear it. Now the last question from Swarupananda Das Bhai is like this. Jayaguru Bhai, please explain 7 lokas. How can a devotee go forward by which type of sadhana step by step to last Nitya Loka? Jana Bhai, please explain in whichever context, though this is not part of our curriculum, but as
Right,
you had
right.
asked. Yes.
So it's a pretty vast world. So I'm going to make it really short because you are already 15 minutes past time, and it's getting late for people in India. For me, I haven't even had lunch yet. So let's not, I mean, very basics of all the sadhanas as Thakur has prescribed us is based on devotion to him. Can we be devoted to him and do the daily rituals or ask of us, like ସକାଳେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାରେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଧ୍ୟାନ ଧାରଣା ଶିଖିଛନ୍ତି ଠିକ୍ ସମୟରେ ଠିକ୍ ଜାଗାରେ ବସିକିରି ଟିକେ ଧ୍ୟାନ ଧାରଣା କରିବା, ତାପରେ ମେନ୍ ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା ଭଲ ମଣିଷଟିଏ ହେବା। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ବଢ଼ିବ କେମିତି ନା, there are 6 things Thakur has said in ଆମର ଜୀବନୀ ବାଣୀରେ ଅଛି, ଆମର ଉପଦେଶରେ ବି ଅଛି। ସେ 6ଟି ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା ସାତ୍ଵିକ ଆହାର, ସାତ୍ଵିକ ଚିନ୍ତା, ତାପରେ ସାଧୁସଙ୍ଗ, ସ୍ୱାଧ୍ୟାୟ, ଆଉ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଉପଦେଶ ଗ୍ରହଣ, ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଉପଦେଶ ପାଳନ। ଏତିକି କରିଦେଲେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଆସିଯିବ। ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଆସିଗଲେ ଠାକୁର କହିଲେ ଆଉ କିଛି ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ। ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଆସିଗଲେ ସେ ତମକୁ ଟାଣିକି ନେଇକି ନିତ୍ୟ ଲୋକକୁ ନେଇଯିବେ। ସେ 7 ଲୋକ କଥା ଏବେ ଆଉ କହୁନି, କାହିଁକିନା ମଝିରେ ଥରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ହେଇଥିଲା, and we'll get the context again some point, we'll say that because it will take some time. 7ଟା ନାଁ କହିକିରି କିଏ କୋଉଠି ଯାଉଛି କ'ଣ କରୁଛି that takes time. ସେ ନିତ୍ୟ ଲୋକ କଥାଟି କହୁଛି। ଠାକୁର କହିଛନ୍ତି ଯଦି ତୁମେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରିବ ଯେ ମୁଁ ସଦ୍ଗୁରୁ, ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ ହାତ ଧରି ମୁକ୍ତିଧାମକୁ ନେଇଯିବି। ଏଇଟା କହିଛନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ସବୁଦିନ ପରିଚୟ ପତ୍ରରେ ପଢୁଛେ, ପେଜ ନମ୍ବର 2। କ'ଣ କଲେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଆସିବ? ଏଇ 6ଟି ଜିନିଷ। ଏଇ 6ଟି ଜିନିଷ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଭଲ ଭାବେ ପାଳନ କରିବେ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଚିତ୍ତ ଶୁଦ୍ଧ ହେଇଯିବ, ସାତ୍ଵିକ ଭାବାପନ୍ନ ହେଇଯିବେ, ଆଉ ଆପଣ ନିଜେ ବି ଜାଣିପାରିବେ ହେଇପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ହଉଛନ୍ତି କି ନାହିଁ, କି ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରେସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କି ନାହିଁ ବି ଜାଣିପାରିବେ। ତାର ଗୋଟିଏ ସିମ୍ପଲ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଆପଣ ଜାଣିବା ପାଇଁ, whether you are progressing or not। ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମନଟା ଖୁସି ରହୁଛି କି ନାହିଁ? Are you happy? Whether there is a reason to not be happy? କାହିଁକିନା ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଭାଇଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରିଥିଲେ, ଆମର ସନ୍ତୋଷ ଭାଇଙ୍କୁ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆମର ଆସିଥିଲା ଯେ ଆଉ ଏ ଯେଉଁ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଆଉ ଖୁସି ଭିତରେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ, ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ଅନିର୍ବିଚ୍ଛିନ୍ନ ଖୁସିଟାକୁ ଆନନ୍ଦ କହନ୍ତି। ଆପଣ ଯଦି ସବୁବେଳେ ମନଟା ଖୁସି ହେଇକି ରହୁଛି, ଦୁଃଖର ସମୟ ଆସିଲେ ବି ମନଟା ଦୁଃଖ ହଉନି, ତାହେଲେ ଜାଣିବେ ଯେ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରେସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ପାଖାପାଖି ପହଞ୍ଚିଗଲେ। ସବୁବେଳେ ତ ହବନି, ମଝିରେ ମଝିରେ କେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଯିବ, ଦେନ୍ କୁଇକଲି ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଗୋଜ୍ ଆୱେ and you are back to being happy, then you know you are progressing. It's one simple way for me to know. ଆଉ ଠାକୁର କହିଛନ୍ତି ମୋ ଉପରେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ହେଲେ ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ ଟାଣିକି ନେଇଯିବି। ଆମକୁ ଏତେ ସାଧନା ସେ କରିଥିଲେ, ଏତେ ବର୍ଷ ଲାଗିଥିଲେ, ସେସବୁ ଆମକୁ କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ। କାହିଁକି ନା ସେ ଆମ ପାଇଁ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ତାର ଗୋଟିଏ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ଆମର ପ୍ରମୋଦ ଭାଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତି। ଅଲ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଅସ୍ ଆର୍ କାଇଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ପ୍ରମୋଦ ଭାଇ, ଲଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଅସ୍ ଆର୍। ମାର୍କୋନି ସିଏ ବହୁ ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିକି ଗୋଟେ ରେଡ଼ିଓ ଭଳିଆ ଗୋଟେ ଯନ୍ତ୍ରଟିଏ ବାହାର କରିଥିଲେ। ଆମେ ରେଡ଼ିଓଟାକୁ ଲଗେଇ ଦେଉଛେ, ଶୁଣୁଛେ, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। we are already inheriting that। ତେଣୁ ଠାକୁର କହିଛନ୍ତି ମୋର ସବୁ ସାଧନା ତୁମେ ଇନହେରିଟ୍ କରିବ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୋ ଉପରେ ତୁମର ଦୃଢ଼ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଆସିବ। ସେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଆସିବାର ସାଧନାଟା କରନ୍ତୁ, ଯେଉଁଟାକି ଚିତ୍ତଶୁଦ୍ଧିର ସାଧନା। ସେତିକି ହେଇଗଲେ ବାକି ସବୁ ହେଇଯିବ। ଭାଇ ଆଉ କ'ଣ ଆଡ୍ କରିବେ କରନ୍ତୁ?
ନାଇଁ ଭାଇ, ସେ ଏକ୍ଜାକ୍ଟଲି ଆପଣ ଠିକ୍ କହିଲେ। ସ୍ୱରୂପାନନ୍ଦ ଭାଇ, ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଶିକ୍ଷା ସେବା ଶିକ୍ଷାର୍ଥୀ ମଣ୍ଡଳୀ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଯୋଗ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆହୁରି ଡିଟେଲରେ ଆଧିକାରିକ ଭାଇମାନେ ବୁଝେଇବେ। ବାକି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଯାହା କହିଲେ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ଲାଇନରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଭାଷାରେ କହୁଛି, ସୁଖ ପାଅ ଟିକିଏ ମୋତେ, ଅଖିଳ ସାଧନ ସିଦ୍ଧି ଲଭ କିଞ୍ଚିତେ। ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଥିଲା ଯେ କେମିତି ଆମେ ସାଧନା କରିକି 7ଟା ଲୋକ ପାର ହବୁ, ତ ଠାକୁର ଏହା କହିଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଯିଏ ଗଲା ସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଏଇଆ ହିଁ କହିଛନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଆପଣ କିଛି ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁନି। ଆମର ଆଜି ଏଣ୍ଟାୟାର ଡିସ୍କସନ୍, ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଭେରି ହାପି କି ଅନ୍ତର ସାଧନା ଉପରେ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ହେଇଛି। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଜୀବନୀ ପଢ଼ିକିରି ଏସବୁ ସାଧନା ଆସୁଛି ମାନେ, ଏଇଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସୁଛି ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଶୁଭ ସୂଚନା। ଏନିୱେ,
ଆହୁରି ଆଗରୁ ଭାଇ କିଛି ଥିବ, ମୂଳଦୁଆଟା ଅଛି, ଏଇଟା ଖାଲି ଟ୍ରିଗର କରୁଛି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କର ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର କୁଣ୍ଡଳିନୀ ଜାଗରିତ ହେଇଗଲେଣି, ତେଣୁ ଏଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଗୁଡାକ ମନରେ ଆସୁଛି, ନହେଲେ ଆସିବନି।
ବିଲକୁଲ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହିଁ ଆସିବନି। ମାନେ ଆଜିକା ଦିନରେ ବଜାର ଘାଟରେ ଏସବୁ କଥା ହେଲେ ଲୋକ କହିବେ ଆରେ ଆକୁ ରାଞ୍ଚି ନେଇକି ଯାଅ। So anyway, requesting Priyambada Ma and Devashish Bhai to flash the questions for everybody to answer. So thank you all for joining today's session. We will be doing the same thing tomorrow at 9 p.m. Some more interesting recapping, some more interesting reading, and question and answer will definitely come. And waiting for tomorrow's at 9 p.m. We are concluding for today. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.
Jai.
Jai.